Hey there, comic friends. I'm Travis, and it's time for What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me in my world of comics. How's it going, everybody? Doing this as a live hangout. This time not because I'm lazy, but because, well, I guess maybe lazy has something to do with it. I'm going to be looking over Emerald City Comic Con's website and start plotting what I want to do and what I want to bring with me to the con and that sort of thing. I'm one of those people, I like to bring my books, if I can, to the con and have the creators sign them. It's kind of a way, not that I am expecting value or anything like that as far as dollar value, because quite honestly, if you don't have providence for a creator signing a book, it actually devalues the book, right? Because it's just somebody scribbling on the cover of your book. So, but for me, it has meaning and value to me because I get the experience of meeting the creator. And having the book signed is an easy way for me to then attempt to have a conversation with said creators. And I almost always have something to ask or something to say, to talk about something in some way. So yeah, so I like to figure out some books I'm going to bring, to kind of should do that and to have more of my comics signed, because for me, my comic book is my personal collection. And I think they're cool. I mean, someday I'm gonna die or go crazy, and someone's gonna take my comic books away from me, or they take my comic books away from me and I go crazy, whichever the case may be. And those comics are gonna go out into the wild somewhere, I'm assuming anyway. And who knows? Somebody's gonna get a copy of something and go, "Oh, that's got so and so's signature on it," maybe, or they're gonna go, "Damn it, why'd they let some kid scribble on the comic book?" I don't know. Either way. So that's part of my plan is, and like I said, I mentioned in a prior What the Fugue that my plan is to, in the videos here, talk about my planning and preparations for Emerald City Comic Con. Now, I may do some other videos in between that are special and beyond what I do on the What the Fugue, because today is the 5th of March. The con starts like the 26th, I want to say. No, it actually starts the 27th, Friday the 27th. So I have 22 days for the con to start. I will actually leave for the con on the 26th. I will drive for about 6 hours to get to Seattle and for the con the next day. So I kind of want to start getting my books arranged that I want to take with me. So that's my first plan is to kind of look that over. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to look over the guest list and kind of get a sense of the books that those creators have written. And then what I'll do is I'm going to hunt down those creators' books that I think I want to take me, or at least go and look at the books I might own that those creators are responsible for, and try and decide what I want to take with me. And typically what I do is, once I found a book, like this book is a Rick Remender book. This isn't the book I'll take with me. I'll actually take low. I'll actually take low #1 with me, because normally #1 issues is what I like to have signed the most, or some sort of pivotal issue, or if the creator didn't start on a #1 issue, whatever issue they started on, that sort of thing, or whatever strikes my fancy. In some cases, whatever I decide that interests me most, that's what I want to get. But anyway, as an example, like if I was going to take this low with me, ultimately what I do is, because I got my backing board here, I'm actually going to write on the back of the backing board the table that the person is at. So we'll see when we start looking at the webpage, like it might say Rick Remender is at table I-17. And so I would write I-17 down there, and then kind of get them in a logical order in my carrier bag that I carry with me, and hit the creators along the way. Now, then there's always the question of how quick am I going to try and get to all those creators and that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do first, though, before hunting down comic books and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to just look at the guest list. To be honest with you, I know some of the people who are coming, but I haven't really looked at it to see exactly who's all going to be there. And this is probably the first year that I'm already into March, and the month of the con is in, and I don't already have kind of a game plan of this is where I'm going to, this is the important thing. I guess I want to back up a little bit. And maybe I should not do this in What the Fugue video. For me, what I do when I'm going to a con is I decide what's the one most important thing that I want to get out of that con. In years past, I have thought I want to get a con sketch, and I want to get a con sketch by somebody in particular. So that is my priority. I set my sights on that, and anything else that happens after that, I consider gravy. You know, it just makes everything better. So I pick my one thing, the one thing that I think is most important, that's the first place I want to go to. I want to make sure I get there and get that. The first year I went to Emerald City Comic Con, I wanted to, no, it wasn't the first year. The first year, my goal was to get an issue of Detective Comics signed by Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams, back when J.H. Williams actually did more con appearances. And I got that. That was huge. That was the big thing. The second year, I decided, because the first year was like, it was all overwhelming. The whole con experience was very overwhelming. So the second year, I decided that I wanted to get some con sketches. So I went through the list of guests and decided, okay, make a small list of people I might want to get a con sketch from, and then decide who the most important person to get a con sketch from, and literally take the map of the con floor and decide how the fastest way to get there. And on the first day, get as close to the front of the line as I can and rush to that person to get that con sketch. And then everything else that happens after that con sketch is great. Well, my first year getting con sketches was awesome because I got what I wanted was a Cully Hammer sketch of the Huntress and Renee Monte question. That was what was important. That was the important thing for me to get. So I stood in line for that. First person there, nobody else there to talk to Cully Hammer. Cully Hammer ended up being late, but I stood in line there. The only downside in retrospect that I can see about that is the table next to him was Cliff Chang, and Cliff Chang was standing there the whole entire time, and I didn't sign up to get a sketch from him, and I regret that now. Of course, that was way before Wonder Woman, but he had been doing some Green Arrow and Black Canary stuff that I really liked, and I had him sign some books for me while I was standing there, but I should have had him do a con sketch. Anyway, so I got the Cully Hammer sketch. While I was waiting for that, across the aisle was Chris Samney. Of course, most people right now know Chris Samney as doing Daredevil. I think at the time he was doing like, I think he was doing a Thor book. I just liked his stuff in general. I liked his con sketches. So I had planned that if I could make it to Chris Samney, that we would that I would have I would have him do a sketch for me also. Well, I sent Ethan across the aisle to go and get the con sketch from him. We got a con sketch from him, which was awesome. And then I sent Ethan to go get a con sketch from Brian Hurt, the artist for Six Gun. So that 1 year I got 3 really big con sketches. And so that was awesome. This year I don't have a desire for con sketches. The last year that I went, which wasn't last year, the year before that, my main focus was to get to Francesco Francavilla and have a Batman con sketch done, because I don't have a Batman picture of any kind. So that was my main focus. I got that. That made my con. Like I said, anything after the one thing you focus on. So I always feel like that's what you should do. You know, if there's a particular creator you want to see, or a multimedia guest, if you're into the multimedia guests, and that's the one thing you want to do, you focus all of your energy on that. You may lose getting to see something else or whatever, but you find what that one important thing is, and you go to it. And if you get it done, your con's successful, and then everything else after that is, I always consider gravy. It's awesome stuff to have, after the fact. So this year, I don't know what that's going to be yet. In my head, I'm more interested in page art than I am a a con sketch at this point. But I do know some of the creators who are going to be there this year. James Hearn's going to be there. I don't know if he's actually does sketches at the show. Some creators do sketches at the show, some don't. I would really like to have him do a sketch of Howard from BPRD, and even cooler would be a sketch of Howard and the Scarecrow God from Rumble, because he does both books, having them together, both with their big swords and whatnot. That I think would be really cool. So that might be at the top of my list, even though I'm telling myself I don't really want to do con sketches this year. I'm more looking for original art as far as page art. Less and less of that is sold at cons, it seems like now, to some degree. A lot of these artists have art dealers and it's online. So if I can't find page art that I want at the con itself, I'm going to attempt to be disciplined and not just spend my money, because there are a couple pages online right now that I'm sorely tempted to get. The creators that I would buy them from are going to be at the con, I believe, but I don't think they'll have the pages with them. But we'll find out. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to screen share the Emerald City Comic Con's webpage, and I'm just going to go down the guest list, unless somebody comments somewhere that they want to see something else and you don't want to open up your own page of Emerald City Comic Con to check out what's going to be there and look along with me. But I'm just going to kind of go down through that list, and in my head kind of get a sense of, okay, this is who's going to be there, and jot down some notes as to what books that maybe I think I want to take with me. This year, it's going to be awesome. In the years past, I've traveled to the con by train. So I was limited in the amount of books that I could carry with me because I literally had to carry them on my back the entire time. This will be the first year that I'm driving there myself. So that means I can put, a long box or whatever worth of comics to have signed. Not that I'm ever going to take that many, but I can at least put them in my car, and then every day throughout the day, go back to my car and pull some more books out to have signed or whatever. Whereas before I was limited to whatever I could put in a messenger bag or a backpack, combination of the two, and sling on my back and drag around with me all day, which gets pretty fatiguing on top of the stuff that I would buy while I was at the con. So yeah, this year I got that planned out better. So I'll be able to logistically take more books with me. I'll be able to purchase more books if I want to. So this will be the first year at Emerald City Comic Con that I think on Sunday, I'm going to focus on back issues. I've always worried about that in the past, not really wanting to buy lots of back issues because, of course, my travel restrictions. Well, I don't have those travel restrictions this year. So, if I can find some awesome deals on some dollar comics or less, there might be some crazy purchasing going on. I don't know. We'll kind of play that by ear. I'm still kind of green to the whole diving through boxes at cons looking for the deal kind of thing. I did a little bit of that at Las Vegas Con this last year, but and I really enjoyed it and felt successful. I got lots of books that I really wanted. So yeah. Anyway, let's see about sharing the Emerald City Comic Con page here. So I am sharing that page, I hope. Let me look here real quick. Yep, it looks like I am sharing it. So there's the front page. You have scrolling across the top there, the media guest, because of course that's what draws the money in. Emerald City Comic Con does an awesome job of it being about the comics. So there's Kevin Eastman, showing Kevin Eastman right now. And Stan Lee. Stan Lee's going to be there. The man, the legend. Enough said. Yeah, whatever. Hey, Agent Carter's going to be there. Orlando Jones. If you're a Sleepy Hollow fan, that's the latest stuff he's on. Another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. person, Clay Bennett. Hey, it's Glenn from The Walking Dead. He's going to be there. Glenn's going to be there. Janine Coleman. Hello, nurse. Claire Oswald. Herschel's going to be there. Anyway, Who cares what the media guess, right? CP3O is going to be there. What? Yeah. So, anyway, that's the media stuff. We're not really interested in that. I'm going to go down here to guess. And there's three different groups of guests. There's special guests, which are all of our creators and cosplayers and that sort of thing. Celebrity guests, which is, of course, what was being scrolled across the top there. And then a photo opportunities for those celebrity guests. They're doing photo opportunities. Yeah, just to let you know, there's under celebrity guests, all kinds of Firefly people. John Barrowman's going to be there. All kinds of, well, heck, most of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are going to be there. Susan Ellensberg's going to be there. That's the voice of Wonder Woman. Yeah. Anyway, tons of media guests, which for me, that's awesome. Those media guests, what those media guests do is they bring in a large group of people and they bring in lots of money for the con. And as long as they effectively separate that stuff from the comic book stuff, those guests can go and people can go and watch those people and they bring in the money, but it doesn't really affect me. And then that affords them the money to then help pull in some of these people that I'm interested in, which is the special guests, which is basically the creators, because that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the creators. And I just heard my phone go knock, 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 which means I have an email. I'm going to check it real quick here because it might have something to do with what I'm talking about right now. And it does. Yeah, so I'm reading Kayla's comment here, and she says, or Kayla's comment, sorry. Here, and it says, Comic-Con in my city is more focused on media guests, which is kind of a bummer. So far, they hardly have any comic creators attending. And that's a bummer. If that's what ends up being, that to me, that stinks. Like I said, Emerald City Comic Con really is still about the comics. I think they use those other guests, the celebrity guests, as a way to help fund this show. So, yeah, awesome. So let's dive into this. So, how this is set up is you can look at just the artists, just the writers, cosplayers, novelists, alphabetical order, the date they're added. This really is a pretty slick site as far as that kind of stuff goes. If you mouse over the creator, it'll tell you what they've kind of done to get a sense of what it is. So here we go. Neil Adams. Neil Adams is huge. Writer, artist, legendary creator of beloved runs on Batman, X-Men, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Dead Man. He's got work in the recent Detective Comics, and they kind of list off a bunch of stuff. I have met Neil Adams before. I had a lot of fun the last time I met him. Neil Adams and Mike Grell are both Green Arrow creators and stuff, and both have done, you could say, pivotal work on Green Arrow. I'm a big Green Arrow fan from in the past anyway. And it was fun talking to both of them about Green Arrow. It was amusing. So, so I know stuff that Neil Adams has done. I actually have some stuff that I would like to have Neil Adams sign that I didn't have him sign the last time that he was there. Now, another thing, most creators, especially most current creators, do not charge you for to have them sign stuff because it's kind of part of the work. You're supporting them, so they're there to support you, to support your love of the interest of it also, which is great. Now, occasionally some of the older creators will charge for signatures. Clearly, Stan Lee charges for signatures. That's how Stan Lee makes a lot of his money, at like $50 a pop or $75 a pop. I have no idea. I guess I could look at some point here. Maybe we'll do that. I have no interest in paying any creator to sign my book. I understand what the older people who are not generating new stuff, me buying one of their comic books in the secondhand market, they're not making any money on that. And clearly, they need to make a living just like anybody else does. So in the past, I can't remember if Neil Adams is somebody that I've paid for. It may be so, but I didn't actually pay him. What I was doing is I was making a donation to the Heroes Fund, which is a fund that helps support creators who don't have life insurance and that sort of, not life insurance, but don't have health insurance and that sort of thing. So I'm making a donation and having him sign something, and I'm perfectly okay with that. You know, that feels good to me. So that's cool. You know, so I will pay to have stuff signed if that's what the creator has going on. But anyway, this video could be ridiculously long of me just talking about all this stuff. So if you get bored by this, you come back later or whatever. But anyway, Neil Adams, I plan on having him sign my whoa, I'm drawing a blank. Brave and the Bold. Is it Brave and the Bold? Yes, Brave and the Bold. The first appearance of Green Arrow in his Silver Age costume. Of course, because that was designed by Neil Adams, I believe. So probably we'll have him sign that, if I'm remembering correctly. And right now I'm wondering if I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, that's my plan. Neil Adams. Holy smokes, this is going to take forever, isn't it? Anyway, I guess I don't need to tell a story for everything. So, Jason Adams is not somebody that I know. Does sketch cards and stuff like that. Brooke Allen, another person that I'm not familiar with. Well, I take it back. A lot of you people probably know who this is. Brooke Allen is the artist on Lumberjanes. Cover artist for Regular Show, Midas Flesh, Birds of the Warriors, all that stuff. So, see, it even shows down here. It even shows the panels that they're going to be on. So if the person's going to be on a panel, it shows when the panel is going to be, which I like going to panels, listening to creators talk about books. So I will note that that Brooke Allen is there and what table they're at. They're at 102. I think that's probably the Boom Studio booth, I would guess. Because I don't own any Lumberjanes right now, but I love buying trades from the creators. So if Brooke is selling trades, I will buy a trade of that and have them sign it, because I want a trade anyway. And I keep thinking, well, why not wait until the con and buy it directly from the creator? That way the creator gets probably the largest percentage of it, right? So that's the plan with that. Grace Allison, not somebody I know. Looks like they did some Daredevil work. Colorist on Daredevil. Paul Allure did some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle work. So I'm just going to briefly whip over these. Karen Andrew, not somebody I'm really familiar with. Looks like some X books. And current writer, artist, and cover artist for Iron Fist, The Living Weapon, which I actually do own some of, but I don't care for, so probably won't have them sign. Cosplayer, which I think cosplayers are cool looking, but I'm interested in visiting a cosplayer. I'm not going to say all these people's names because I'll just butcher them, I think. So this Christopher Ankin is established cover artist. Superior Foes to Spider-Man. I have to look that up. I don't know what issue they did the covers for. Recently revamped the Uncanny X-Force. And there's the two panels they're going to be on. Breaking into comics the Marvel way, which I always skip. And redesigning heroes for the modern world. That might be curious. Oh, Art Balzvar, great creator to talk to. Does all the itty bitty comics, the Tiny Titans, Hello Kitty and Friends, itty bitty Hellboy, a lot of that kind of fun stuff. So that's cool. They're on a panel. Dark Horse presents kids and comics. That could be a curious one to go do. Here's somebody that I will be taking some work to have signed. Frank Barbary, I guess is how you say his name. For me, it's him riding 5 ghosts and white suits. That's what I'll be taking to have him do that. So I am jotting that down here. And he's got some panels going. One panel I'm really curious about is the on Sunday at 11 o'clock is Image Comics presents your new favorite comics. And I know on that panel, it's going to be him. It's going to be Matt Fraction. It's going to be Greg Rucka. It's going to be Brandon Graham. There's at least one other creator that's going to be on that panel. So that to me sounds like a really awesome panel to hit. So I'll make it a point of making sure I can get to that panel too. So that'll be ace. David Byron does a lot of color work. I probably own some of the books that he does color work on. Don't know if I'll take any to get signed or not. Karina Beckard, Exceptional Comics featuring Wonder Woman. I don't know if I own the. Oh, going to be writing the Invisible Republic. I wonder when Invisible Republic comes out, because I think I'm going to get that. So I might be curious. Brandon Bird. Novelist. Holly Black. Terry Blaz, writer and artist. Clearly working on Adventure Time stuff. Blonde, who's a colorist. Who's colored. I mean, you'd name a DC title at some point or another. I think Blonde has colored some of it at one point or another, which is pretty cool. Jordan Boyd, colorist for some of the Vertigo Quarterly stuff, some Wonder Woman stuff. Doing the colors for the Invisible Republic. Does the colors for Roche Limit or Roche Limit. So I may be packing that book along with me if some of the other creators are there too. Ivan Brandon. Some of us know his work from Drifter. Men of War in the past. I don't know if I'm going to take Drifter along or not. I sometimes feel weird to have a comic book signed by somebody that I'm somewhat critical of the book. So, yeah, I don't know. Don't know on that. Another novelist. Ed Brisson. Writes Shutter, I believe. Well, this can't be right. Says the writer of Sheltered, Sons of Anarchy, Cluster, Letter for Profit. Oh, okay, so a letterer also. Letter for Profit, Strike File, Dark Horse Presents, Diffuse, Southern Dog, Shutter. Okay, that makes sense. So a letterer for those things, a writer for some stuff, a letterer for other stuff. Because I saw a 6 Gun on there, and I know he's not the writer for that. So Mark Brooks did some Deadpool work. Fearless Defenders. I'll have to look to see what Fearless Defenders work they did. Oh, cover art. Interesting. Gary Brown did a bunch of work on the Massive. I think I have the Massive signed by him already. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, it'd be cool. Colin Bunn, writer of things like 6 Gun, which of course I have a ton of 6 Gun stuff written, signed by him. I'll probably take Magneto along with me to have him sign the Magneto stuff. I've been digging that. Yeah, trying to look here. He's on a bunch of panels. Dark Horse Comics builds character, DC Comics Champions of Justice, and Reinventing Horror. Chris Birmingham's going to be there, which of course right now those of us who are reading Nameless are pretty hot for that. So I will be taking that along at minimum. I have a bunch of, like Batman Incorporated and stuff like that, potentially to have. I could have him sign also. I would be curious if he has page art. If he has page art from the Nameless, that might be a serious purchase also. So that could be cool. Eric Birmingham. Kurt Biswick, awesome writer, writes Astro City. Great guy to talk to. He is awesome to get to talk to. Smart, intelligent guy. So it's always a joy to talk to him. He's got a lot of years in with comics, and has kind of witnessed a lot of stuff. So I enjoy talking to him all the time. My other half actually talked to him at breakfast once because he was reading a novel, and whereas my other half does read comics but isn't like steeped in comics, books really are her thing. And so we were at breakfast one year, and he was at the next table over, and she had this long conversation with him about novels and stuff, because he was rereading a novel because he was going to be talking about something about novels and storytelling for a panel. So they had a long conversation, which was pretty cool. Jim Califrey, or I don't know how you say his last name. Secret Six artist, leaving Megalopolis artist, amongst other things. So I'll be packing some stuff along. I don't have any Secret Six signed by him, so I need to do that. Isn't this fun? I don't know if you guys can read this stuff as I'm flipping through it, because some of the stuff I'm not going to read because I don't know these people. Of course, I can't believe he's called a writer. But at any rate, CB Silvesky is on a ton of panels, the break into Marvel Way crap and whatnot. I'm not a fan of his or his general attitude, so we won't talk about that anymore. Let's see here. Should be talking or something, right? Instead of just showing stuff. I'm not familiar with a lot of these artists. I'll be digging through them I'm 2 or 3 times before something. So this is Mike Cho. Mike Cho does work for a cover artist. Angela's Guardians of Assassin. I'm gonna have to look that up because what cover did he do? Because I thought that Stephanie Her or something like that was the cover artist for it. So I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know. It says he's the cover artist for Angela Asgard Assassin, and I don't know what cover that would be that he would have been cover artist for. So I'm a bit confused on that. Artist for Sheltered. So Amy Chu is going to be there. A writer for the Girls Nights Out, Tale of New York, VIP Room, The Date, contributor to the Vertical Quarterly, the Color one, and has also done stuff for the Comic Book Defense League, Liberty Annual. She's on quite a few panels, it looks like. So yeah, so that'll be cool. I will probably check out the the panel, the Vertigo New Blood panel, because I like the Vertigo panels. They tend to be pretty interesting. Here is Brian Chirilla. He's currently doing work on Big Trouble in Little China. There's a new book coming out. Try to remember what it's called. Hellbreak, that he's the artist on, that Colin Bunn is writing. So that'll be cool. I like Brian. Brian's a great guy. I met him when he was first releasing The Secret History of D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper is kind of a quasi local legend in the Northwest. He is the only guy to successfully, like, rob the federal government and get away with a plane heist. He hijacked an airplane and over the Northwest forest skydived out of it and has never been found. Most people assume he's dead, but nobody knows because nobody's found his body or his money or like that. So he writes this cool story about that. I actually bought a page of art off of him, like page 2 of issue number 1. Awesome piece of cover art. So I will probably visit with him, even if I don't actually have anything for him to sign at the time, just because he's a cool dude. Matthew Clark. What they have written down here for artists, they've got Legends of the Dark Knight, Mass Effect, Bloodshot, Harbinger, Spider-Man. He also did the art on the last run of Doom Patrol, and I loved that stuff. I actually own some. I own a page of his. If he still has some more Doom Patrol art pages there for sale, I will probably buy more just because it's Doom Patrol and Doom Patrol is awesome. So, yeah. Katie Cook's a fun artist. She does some My Little Pony stuff and whatnot. She's actually done some Moon Knight work that I know of. I says she's done some Deadpool. I don't know what that is, but what Deadpool stuff she's done. But anyway, most of that's cover art. She does like variant covers and that sort of thing. She has some cute stuff though. Colleen Cover does the Bandit book from Monkey Brain Comics, which is a pretty cool thing too. Okay. Bill Crabtree is a colorist, does all the coloring work for all of the Six Gun stuff, basically. Any Six Gun books that have been out, does the coloring for it. Does the coloring for Invincible. Pretty interesting guy. Solid colorist. So he's always cool to talk to. Of course, there's the ultimate Wes Craig. If you've been watching any of my videos lately, you know I'm a huge art fan of the Deadly Class. So hoping to talk that with him. I'm hoping to that maybe somebody would be awesome to get a sketch from. I'd love a Maria and Suka con sketch. That would be awesome. He's actually somebody that I want to buy page art from. But I don't think he has page art there. I think he actually has a an art dealer, and so you buy his stuff online if you're going to buy his page. But I also know that he's got his own comic or trade that he did called like Dark Hand or Black Hand or something like that. I'm hoping he has some of those there, because if he has some of those there, I plan on picking it up. So yeah, kind of excited about that. Kind of checking over my messages here, and Kayla is telling me that Mike Choi did a variant cover for Angela, Asgard of Ascian #2, and that's why I don't know. Don't know that one. It also looks like Wes Craig is going to be on a panel. Image Comics presents art, so that will be another panel to go to on Friday. So that'll be exciting also. But super stoked to meet that dude, to have my Deadly Class signed. That's going to be awesome. Sean Crystal, looks like they do some Archer Armstrong cover art. Dennis Culver, Edison Rex. I'm familiar with Edison Rex. I also know they do the it's a Dark Horse Presents stuff and the Strange Tale of Luther Strode. Oh, artists I do not know at all. Feral Darla Hempfall. Art looks really familiar, like I should know it. Artist and writer whose recent works include the Wrenchies. That's where I know it from, right? That's a T-Bird. I think has mentioned the Wrenchies and really digging them. That's where I've seen that. That's what strikes me as being something that they've done. Yeah, interesting. So maybe I'll pick up some of that stuff from them if they have some there. Jeff Darrow, creator, writer, and artist for Shaolin Cowboy. So I will be all over that. I will be taking my Shaolin Cowboy singles to have them signed. Just really gotta really will be cool to get to talk with him. Curious to see what it'll be like to interact with him and whatnot. Reading more comments, Kayla is saying that she got a Saya sketch from Wes Craig, and he is super nice guy, which is awesome to hear. Like I said, really tempted to get the two of them together if I can do that. So we'll see. As much as I said I wasn't going to probably get any con sketches this time, I will probably break down and get some because that's how I roll, I guess. Kelly Sue DeConnick is going to be there. Clearly, she's a name most people recognize. There she is on a bunch of panels. Meet the Valkyries, which I have no idea what the heck that's about. She has a panel at 5 o'clock called Being Non-Compliant. That might be fun to go to. So we'll see how non-compliant everybody is if I were to go to that panel. She's going to be on the Marvel panel for the Black Vortex and Secret Wars, which if you're expecting to get news out of me about Secret Wars, you're probably not going to get anything from me at Emerald City Comic Con because I tend to not go to the Marvel panels because not the creators. The creators are really cool, but the execs and some of them tend to be really kind of crappy people when it comes to other comic book companies. And I just do not care for that. So I don't want to expose myself to that. And then there's another Image Comics panel called Something for Everybody, which might be fun to go to too. But clearly we know Kelly Sue does Pretty Deadly, Bitch Planet, Captain Marvel. She's done other stuff, but those are the current things that are a big deal that she's working on. Rachel Durding, writer, editor, and letter. She's done all kinds of stuff, creepy, Vertigo Quarterly stuff, Afterlife of Archie. So interesting person. The Dodsons, Terry Dodson is the artist. His wife, Rachel, is the colorist. They have worked on all kinds of stuff together. X-Men, just all, couldn't even name all the stuff they worked on together. Catwoman, they've done some Catwoman work here recently. Clearly, they've done the cover for, at least the cover for the Princess Leia book. Really super nice people. They do awesome con sketches also. So that's all cool and whatnot. That's pretty fun. If you're into cosplayers, Ivy Doomkitty, Bill Dorian, don't know either one of them. Another huge person I'm excited to get to see and get to meet. I definitely will be taking my East to West. Get some East to West signed by Nick Gotti. Super excited about that. He's also the person that's going to be on that panel. Image Comics presents art. So that's an interesting panel. He's going to be on a panel called Comics in the Real World, the Nonfiction Revolution. So that could be interesting also. But yeah, definitely be getting some stuff signed by him, I hope. And that's another person I would be tempted to buy page art from if they have page art on hand or possible con sketch. So looking at all this stuff does not really help me decide a game plan, but it's gonna get me started on collecting my comics. It occurs to me. Of course, there's Kevin Eastman. If you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, you know, he's the big deal. He was actually just at a con. There was a local con, really small little thing that's super expensive, but for how small it is, he was actually at that con. But I didn't go to that con. So Joe Ismail will be there, artist for Morning Glories. I know there are some people who are some pretty big Morning Glory fans. Rich Ellis is going to be there. Spear of Foes, a Spider-Man artist, amongst other things. Operation Sin. So Jay Fairbeer is going to be there. Excited about that. He is Copperhead is one of the works he's working on right now that I'm a big fan of. You know, he's going to be at that Image Comics Something for Everybody thing, but at least going to get that signed. So I'm excited about that. Nathan Fairbairn's going to be there. Of course, he's a Schuster Award-winning colorist. He's colored everything from the Multiversity, a lot of the Multiversity books, Teen Titans, Scott Pilgrim, the colored editions he colored. It's a big deal. Yeah, so be cool to rub elbows with him a little bit. Cat Ferris is going to be there. Ray Fox is going to be there. I laugh because I've been having multiple conversations here lately about this art they're using right here for Intersect and how I've not been enjoying the Intersect at all. But I like some of his other stuff. One Soul is an awesome book that he's done. Yeah, he's writing Gotham by Midnight. I'll have my Gotham by Midnight. I'll pack it along to have him sign it. So we'll see what else is going to be there. Looking at some of the other panels he's on. He's on a panel called Unearthed Gothic and Horror Comics, and he's also on another panel, No More Goth, Kate Lith versus Kieran Gillian. So I'll be curious what that's about. The writer of Curb Stomp and Dave. Roche Limit, Ryan Ferrier is going to be there. I don't know about Curb Stomp. I may take it along to get signed. I'll certainly take Roche Limit because I've really enjoyed that. Yeah. Boy, I'm only in the Fs. This hangout's going to last way too long. So we're going to truncate this, and I'm just going to point out the ones I know I'm really interested in. Facts from Rama, definitely curious to have him some stuff. He does Abe Sapien work. Him and his brother swap back and forth for that. So I'll be curious to to meet with him, see what he has, have him sign some stuff for me. Brendan Fletcher, the ever popular part writer for Batgirl. Everybody loves the new version of Batgirl so much. I'll probably go and have that Batgirl signed by him. I'll probably even have the Gotham Academy signed by him. I'm curious to talk with him about some of that stuff and see if I can get the inside scoop on Black Canary. Let's see here. Matt Fraction, clearly I'll be packing along Odyssey and some of that. Sex Criminals. Except I think I've had Sex Criminals already signed by him, so I don't probably need to pack Sex Criminals along, I don't think. I'll have to double check that. But yeah. Quickly flipping through here, which is horrible, but I am. Kieran Gillian, clearly got a lot of stuff to have. I'm gonna have him. He was at Emerald City Comic Con the first year I went to Emerald City Comic Con, and he was great to talk to. Really great guy. sold me on Phonogram. One day I bought the first trade from him. I went back to the hotel, read that first trade that night, and turned around the next day and went and bought the second one from him because they're just awesome. But clearly I will go and I will have him sign my Young Avengers because I love that. I will have him probably sign Angela of Asgard. And certainly I will have him sign Wicked and Divine. That'll be cool to get that stuff checked out. And all of these creators that I'm kind of skipping over, I know I will be probably checking them all out anyway, because I could be surprised what some of these people have. I know I'll talk to Brian J.L. Glass because he is a co-creator and writer of The Mice Templar, which my son always gets. Patrick Gleason, holy crap. Can I get a con sketch from this dude? I didn't realize that Patrick Gleason was going to be there. Batman and Robin artist. Just love his work on that stuff. So super, super, super excited to get to have him sign my books and stuff. That will be just crazy awesome cool. So yeah, and I don't know, does he sell page art? I'll be curious to find out. Let's see here. Brandon Graham, popular amongst a lot of us here with the King City and the Walrus and multiple warheads, and the Prophet even. Certainly I will talk to him again. What panels are he on? Because those panels will always be fun. Slipshine webcomic erotica. Probably won't hit that one. But it's certainly, like I said, I'll be hitting the Image Comics Presents Your New Favorite Comics, because we'll get a sneak peek at some of the new stuff that's going to be coming out. I think, the 8 House and Island Anthology. So that'll be exciting. I don't know that I have anything new to have him sign. So I don't know. I'll figure something out. An excuse to talk to him, right? Mike Grell. Had lots of stuff signed by Mike Grell. I am a Mike Grell fan. There's stuff about his Longbow Hunter Green Arrow run that is problematic now in a way, but I loved them when I was a kid, in high school and stuff. He just kind of changed the flavor. And so another really cool guy to talk to. He can be really standoffish. He's been known to crush your comic book dreams, but I don't know. I still like him. He's always been nice to me. But I have friends who came up to him and went, "Hey, Mr. Grell, I want to be a comic book artist too." And basically, he just sat there and described this, how horrible it would be to be a comic book artist, how you're going to starve, you're never going to see anybody because you're always at your table drawing, and just basically scared him away from being a comic book artist, which is probably isn't the nicest thing to do, unless he didn't want competition. I don't know. So, anyway, let's see here. Comic book artist for the upcoming Wonder Woman 77, which I do not read. There you go. James Herring. Should be fun. The Hawkeye Wolverine. Deadpool. Hell on Earth. What they don't have down here, they don't have, they don't have Rumble. So I'm kind of excited to meet him. See what come up with there. Jeremy Hahn. Did some of the Batwoman art when the Batwoman went down, tanked really badly. Not necessarily blame it on his art, but that was some pretty rough stuff. But nice guy. Jeremy Hahn is a nice guy. I've talked to him multiple times. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to talk to this person, right? Beth Hetland, writer and artist. Cartoonist whose work includes Half Asleep, Fugue, Cycles and Breakfast with Beth. So I may have to check that out just because of that. It's because of the Fugue thing. The writer for the upcoming Orphan Black comic. Except I think that's actually out now. Greg Horn. Yeah. Brian Hurt, artist for Six Gun. Huge fan of his. I will talk with him regardless of whether I purchase anything from him or not. I haven't decided if this year if I'm going to buy a bunch of trades, Six Gun trades from them again, and buy a big wad of them and mail them out to people. I have done that in the past. I'm trying to think. Do I have enough people on my list that haven't read Six Gun that I think need to? Possibly so. So I may do that. I may do that again and hand out some more Six Gun stuff to people who don't seem to want to be reading Six Gun. Of course, Phil Jimenez is going to be there. Yeah. Done some great art for some great stuff. So I'll be getting some Angela signed, if nothing else, right? Artist for Peter Pan is Faust, which I don't actually own any of, but maybe he'll have some books there because I would love to pick some up. Why not pick them up from the creator, right? Yeah, they dig through a lot of these people because I don't know a lot of them, which is awesome in a way because that means I'm going to get to experience them when I'm there because we kind of talk to them. Of course, Joe Keelich, I'll have him go and have him sign my Shutter because I've really been digging Shutter. So that'll be awesome. Dan Jurgens, he's a heavyweight for DC, really, I think. He's the creator of Booster Gold, amongst other things. Currently writing the New 52 stuff. Well, he wrote the New 52, Future's End, which he's working on right now along with a bunch of other people. So, yeah. I've talked with him a number of times. I've got Booster Gold stuff signed and whatnot like that. Ryan Kelly, super stoked to have this guy here. Penciler, inkler, cover artist. He's done some Dead Boy Detective work here recently. I've bought some of his art online. Would love to buy some pages from him. I don't know if he's traveling with any pages or not. I'll see. He did like issue number 14 of Coffin Hill, which I will have him sign. I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to have him sign. I'm going to have him sign a book called Local. I have two versions. One, a deluxe hardback that I will have him sign. I will have him sign some of the singles from that. I've got some issues of DMZ that I will have him sign. I will bring some Saucer County and have him sign. I actually own all of his Funorama comics, which is his own personal, printed himself kind of a book. I will have that signed by him also. And then I'm sure I will buy something from him too. He's got an army of children to feed, and he's a guy probably 10 years younger than me, but works very hard. I think his art is underappreciated. He does faces and expressions so very, very well. You just know what's going on in the book, whether there's words or not. Can't say enough good stuff about the guy. So looking forward to getting to meet him and gush all over him and fanboy like crazy. Matt Kent, a lot of you'll know from all kinds of stuff, Mind Management. He writes a bunch of stuff in the past for Marvel and for DC and Valiant, and is doing some of his own stuff too. I've had great conversations with him in the past. I'm sure I'll stop and talk with him at some point too. Ooh. Sorry for the yawn. So I flip through this stuff real quick. John Layman, he's always fun to laugh and joke with because he's a prankster. I mean, that's kind of what he is. Chew's his big thing. This is a picture of him doing some Detective Comics work, which he did. But like I said, the Chew is the big deal, I think. And Yeah, I've bought some trades off of him before for Chew, so it's kind of cool. Jeff Lemire, clearly huge guy, written all kinds of stuff. I will have some stuff signed from him. I will be taking, the latest, his Descender. I will be packing along. Maybe I'll pack the Hawkeye along. Some Green Arrow, maybe. See what that's all going to be like. Artist for Silk's going to be there. I'm not currently getting Silk. So Steve Lieberman's going to be there. I'll be packing along some Superior Foes of Spider-Man because, well, that's just fun. And I think it's a funny book. And I appreciated his style for that book. So I'll definitely be packing that along. Let's see. I'm going to quickly flip through a lot of this stuff because this is taking forever. And I can't imagine people are going to be setting through this, be bored. David Mack is an awesome artist. Yeah, he doesn't put out a lot of stuff. I think he's best known for his kabuki stuff, but just a gorgeous artist. So always cool to stop by his thing just to see what he has that he's working on at the time. So that's awesome. So Andrew McLean is going to be there. This I'm kind of excited about because most of the stuff I'm not 100% familiar with. Artist writer of Headlopper, artist on The Victories, Metahuman, Outlaw Territory, and contributor to Dark Horse Presents. Also, the upcoming graphic novel Apocalyptic Girl and the Area for End Times. Now, the question is that going to be out before the con? I have to look to see because I did order that. I mean, she's got a cat named Jellybean, so I had to order that story, right? So that's going to be exciting. So I look forward to talking to him about that. Hopefully it's out. I can get it signed. If not, we'll still talk about it anyway, I'm sure. Oops. Jim Mahfood. Artist and illustrator, best known for his work on Everybody Loves, Tank Girl, Kevin Smith's Clerk comic, Cult 45, Sarah Silverman's show, Kick Puncher comic for the community, Marijuana Man, Bedhead, and Los Angeles Ink Stains. So, kind of cool looking artist. Don't know a lot about him, but I'll be checking it out, I'm sure. Another big one that I'm excited about, Jamie McKelvey. Definitely plan on, once again, the same stuff I have. Kyrian signing. I plan on having him sign to The Wicked and Divine, the Young Avengers. Haven't decided whether I want to bring my phonogram trades to have him sign or not. I don't know if I want to pack them then, because trades are a little heftier to pack around. I don't mind buying them there. Mike Mignola is going to be there. Clearly a big name. The whole Mignola universe, the whole Hellboy, BPRD, Baltimore stuff. I've always enjoyed my visits with him. He's always been pleasant to me. Nerdy Nat Comics, if you follow her here on YouTube, she has had not so pleasant experiences with him. We're not very friendly, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I always think. Erica Moen's going to be there. She's fun. She does not do comics for kids. One of the panels that she's on is Striptease Adult Comics and the Perverts Who Draw Them. She does a webcomic called Oh Joy Sex Toy, which is fun. It's a fun, but certainly not work safe. So if you're going to check that out, don't check that out at work, or if you're underage, you did not hear it from me. But fun. Chris Mooneyham's going to be there. Super excited by that. Five Ghosts. I want some pages of Five Ghost art. Don't know if he's got any there. If he does, I hopefully can buy some. If not, maybe I'll get a sketch done because I just love how the sketchiness of his stuff anyway. So that may be another breakdown and get, but certainly I'll be taking my Five Ghosts there. Hidden here is Michael Morrissey, the writer of Roche Limit. So all over that, because I've been digging that book. So he's also somebody else who's written some stuff for the Vertigo Quarterly, color stuff. So writing Burning Fields, which I don't know that I'm really digging that book, but certainly the Roche Limit, be all over that. Dustin Wynn's going to be there. I own page art from Dustin. I hope to own some more page art from Dustin. And he's doing Descender. That's the current stuff that he's doing right now. So I will definitely get Descender signed by him. I don't think I have any other old stuff that I need him to have signed, because I've had him sign it all, because he's always there every year. And so anything that's current that's out, I always go and get signed. So so excited about that. Excited to get to talk to him again. And we'll see what I can do as far as page art goes from him. Ryan Otley, an amazing artist, does the art for Invincible. I follow him on Twitter. His just sketching and doodles are mind-blowing. So he would be one of those people that I would love to get a con sketch from and just go, dude, just do something cool and let him do whatever and see what I get. So yeah, pretty excited by that. Let's see other people that I know offhand that I will probably visit. Oh, Humberto Ramos is going to be there. I know that excites some people, not me. I'm not a Roberto fan. Rick Remender. Clearly, I am going to go visit Rick Remender. I've got Captain America. I've got Black Science. I've got Deadly Class. Low. So I am all over getting to chat with Rick Remender about all this freaking awesome stuff, because, well, it's freaking awesome, right? So super stoked to get to meet Rick Remender. Looks like he's going to be on the Image Comics Presents Your Favorite Comics. So that's going to just be an incredible panel of some just awesome stuff. So, yeah, so I'm super excited about getting to meet him. That'll be cool. Riley Rasmus is going to be there, so I will get to talk with him about Rasputin and find out, is he going to still be on Rasputin while he's also on the DC books that he's going to be on, or what the deal is. Friendly guy. He's cool when you have him sign books. Lots of times he sketches on the books while he signs. So if you don't want your books all colored all over, maybe you don't want him to have stuff signed, I always think it's awesome, because then my book looks different than your book does. So clearly I will go and visit Greg Rucka, because Greg Rucka is just awesome. He is really just a cool guy to talk to. He doesn't give a crap whether you have a book for him to sign or not. If he's not busy doing something else, man, the dude is going to talk comics with you. And that's freaking cool. He understands that he is employed. He gets to do what he loves to do because of us, the fans. And so that's why he's there. And it just is really nice to get to talk to people that are that way and are excited about being there because of that stuff. So that's freaking cool. So yeah, let's see here. Tim Sale is going to be there. Eisner Award-winning artist, known for his TV work, Heroes, and titles like Batman, The Long Halloween, Superman, For All Seasons, Batman, Dark Victory, Hulk, Gray, Spider-Man, Blue, The Amazon, and the Superman Confidential. So, yeah, it's a big deal. So that'll be cool. That'll be exciting. Matteo Scalera is going to be there. Artist for, in my case, what I'm most interested in is Black Science. So that'll be cool. Be cool to get Black Science, talk with him, rub some elbows. Let's see. Gail Simone's going to be there. Usually a fixture. She is from the Northwest, so unless she's got some other con going on, you can guarantee she's always going to be there. So I will take my Secret Six, the new Secret Six, to have it signed, because clearly I have the old Secret Six. most of it signed that I want signed. So she's always fun to talk to. Gail is awesome to talk to. She is rock star material when it comes to talking to her fan base. So Charles Soule's going to be there. I don't really have anything for Charles Soule to sign because just this last June I was in Las Vegas Con, and he was there and had stuff signed. Maybe I'll take the last Swamp Thing and the last She-Hulk and have both of them signed too, maybe. So Cameron Stewart, current writer and does breakdowns for Batgirl. I will probably take Multiversity Thunderworld because he does the art for Thunderworld. Take that along. One of the best colorists in the game ever, and right now, Dave Stewart's going to be there. Pretty much if it's a Dark Horse something, anything that has to do with the Magnolia universe, it's colored by him. If J.H. Williams drew something, it's colored by Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart's just absolute 100% rock star. Very quiet man. Very, very nice man. Awesome. The only other colorist that, in my opinion, holds the same level of weight that Dave Stewart does is Jody Valeri. The two of them are just incredible as far as colorists go. Babs Tarr, the actual full-fledged artist for Batgirl, is going to be there also, so that might be cool. I got nothing against the creators that do Batgirl, even though I'm not super excited by all the Batgirl stuff that's going on. I think they're presenting a pretty decent book. It still seems strange that it's Barbara Gordon. So Ben Templesmith will be there. Clearly, I'll have him sign. I'll have him sign my Gotham by Midnight. He's awesome too. He will draw a little quick sketch on a comic book for you while he talks to you. Just a stellar human being as far as being pleasant and cool to the fans that are around him. Bruce Timm's going to be there. Clearly, modern animating legend, of all the DC animated stuff. He's only going to be there Saturday and Sunday. The lines for him are crazy long, so if you're waiting to get to meet him or possibly have him sketch something, if he's doing that sort of thing, you better go there first because it'll be a chore. It will be a chore. James Tynion the Fourth is going to be there. If you're the Fourth fan, Kevin Wand is going to be there, cover artist for all those wonderful She-Hulks. So that'll be cool. Probably take that along. Curtis Wibby is going to be there. Peter Panzer-Faust, Rat Queens. I will probably have some Rat Queens signed. I think I have my Intrepid signed by him, I think. Matt Wilson's going to be there, colorist for all of the Kieran Gillian and McCavey work, so that'll be exciting and cool. Bill Willingham is always fun to talk with, even if you don't have anything to sign by him. Just a great creator to shoot the breeze with. And then these are the ones that couldn't make it. So, yeah, kind of a bummer that Sean Murphy couldn't make it. That would have been awesome. I know that Francisco Francavilla, he couldn't make it this year. He kind of overcommitted on too much stuff going on. So, anyway, that's that. So let's stop sharing that. That had to have been boring. Oh my gosh, for you poor people who've been watching this thing. Anyway, super excited to go. That kind of gives me a list of who I'm excited to go and get to see. I can start building my. I don't know what keeps popping up. Something keeps popping up, and got to figure out what that is. Anyway, so excited to buy that. I'm excited for the show. I think it'll be a fun time. Always is. So I'll see what that ends up. How many books I end up actually getting, the drag along. I'll figure that out. I'll figure out what I want to do first. That kind of gives me a list of an idea of what I think I want to do first. So it's looking more and more like maybe another thing I want to gauge. I always try to gauge is how popular do I think people are. 1 year I went. It was like we were just well. we had just finished up Death of the Family stuff, and Grant Morrison had just killed Damien. And so that's the era that we're talking about. And Scott Snyder came to the con, and you need to get to him first because he's just so popular that you'd be standing in line forever. I made the mistake of one year Chris Claremont was there, and I didn't go and stand in his line first. So I didn't get the stuff signed that I wanted signed. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get the opportunity again. We'll see. But if I want some Chris Claremont, you know, some of my old X-Men signed, I need to make sure that if he's at a con that I focus on getting to that. So there's that. So there's my starting of my pre-planning of what I'm going to do. Now I'll sleep for a couple days on where do I want to go first and what do I think I want to do? Do I think I want to attempt to get do I think I want to attempt to get a sketch? I'll probably on Twitter hit some of these artists up and see if they're going to have page art available. If they're going to have page art available, I may go there first. Page art doesn't always sell as fast because page art tends to be a little more on the expensive side, which intimidates, you know, probably 3/4 of your con goers. So I have that going for me. But we'll see. We'll see what that ends up. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Clearly, I still haven't decided. I'm up in the air about what my game plan is going to be. So, still working on that. Anyway, beyond the Emerald City Comic Con stuff, if there's anybody still watching or would be watching this after the fact, so as far as the stuff that's going on the rest of this week, I don't really know about any news that's that pressing that I want to talk about, that sort of thing. But I just want to announce supposedly tomorrow, Friday night, 8 o'clock specific time. So basically about this time that this is live recording going tomorrow on Friday, March 6th, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I will be on a hangout on Wednesday Cereal's channel. So check out Wednesday Cereal. Cereal is in Serial Killer, not cereal is in the breakfast food. And we're going to be talking Deadpool. Me and Matt and Stacy Poole S. Not sure if anybody else is going to be there, but at least the three of us are going to be talking Deadpool. And if you're familiar with me at all, watch any of my shows or whatever, the live stuff, you know what kind of a fan of Deadpool that I am. So it should be a fun conversation. I think you're going to get both sides of the coin on a conversation about Deadpool. Hopefully it'll be lively and fun. Maybe it'll be a debate. Maybe there'll be some fisticuffs. We'll see. So yeah, excited about that. It should be a fun laugh, if nothing else. I've read most of what they're going to be talking about, not all of, so they'll be clearly talking about some stuff that I haven't read, which I will be interested to hear. Because despite my basically non-love affair of Deadpool, I am curious about the character, and I'm curious what's out there that draws people into that character. So I'm always interested in hearing about whatever the next thing is. Yeah, so I can, check that out and figure out what that is and stuff. So that should be fun. And of course, Comic Book Roundtable will be on Saturday, 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time. Don't know who's going to show up to the show yet. Haven't heard from a lot of people saying they want to be on. So we'll see how that goes. We'll talk comics, even if it's just me by myself, I'm sure. But I know there'll be some people on. So we'll do that. Let's see. Maybe I'll share one more thing. Speaking of Deadpool, because my friends know how much I love Deadpool. Let's see here. My friend T-Bird, your friend too, probably, sent me this awesome picture, which I am going to share here. Let's see. Let's see if I can share it. And I think it's hilarious. I laughed my ass off. Let's see. Here we go. And yeah, see. So there's Deadpool. Me on Deadpool's back. And I told her I absolutely loved it. I loved it because it looks like my beard is killing Deadpool. And I'm so happy there's all these hearts flying around because I'm killing Deadpool with my beard. So That is pretty awesome. It's awesome to have cool and talented friends. And so I really appreciate that. I think that's pretty funny. It's probably going to go on my phone as a screensaver or a wallpaper because that's just too funny. Any rate, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you had an interest in this, next week, hopefully it won't be quite so long a show. I'll talk some survival tips maybe for a con, the things you need to prepare yourself for having a comfortable and enjoyable time at a large con. So anyway, that being said, thanks for watching. Have a great night. See you tomorrow if you happen to be around live on Wednesday Serials channel for that Deadpool chat, and then see you on Friday at the normal time with the normal gang to shoot the breeze about the week's comics. Anyway, have a great one.